Okay, let's talk a little bit about protecting your assets. Now, I'm not talking about exemptions here. We discussed that on another video. I'm talking about timing considerations, or which type of bankruptcy proceeding to file, or even whether or not you engage in what's called pre-bankruptcy exemption planning, which, don't let anybody kid you. There is nothing wrong with taking advantage of whatever exemptions are available to you. It's when you get into the range or the element of doing transfers with the intent to hinder, delay, or defraud your creditors that creates any problem. So let's take the first issue. First of all, in protecting your assets, you need to make certain that your timing of your filing is right. A lot of times you can protect your assets by not filing bankruptcy at all. For example, you negotiate a settlement with a creditor that's creating problems at this time, and maybe that allows you some extra time to figure out what would be the best process to undertake, whether it be a bankruptcy or continued negotiations or whatever. The second issue with regard to protecting your assets is what type of proceeding you file. If you file a Chapter 7 bankruptcy, the trustee is charged with asserting control over assets that are non-exempt, that aren't protected. And there may be assets that you really need that you can't protect under your exemption laws. Filing a Chapter 7 bankruptcy wouldn't be the best course of action. The best course of action would be to file a Chapter 13, where you can protect all of your assets. You just need to make sure that you pay enough into the plan that gets paid out to your creditors over the course of a 3 to 5 year period of time. Finally, with regard to protecting your assets, engaging in pre-bankruptcy exemption planning, in other words, converting non-exempt assets into exemptable assets, or bringing some debts, secured creditors up to speed, in other words, curing arrears on a car or curing arrears on a foreclosure on your mortgage. So protecting your assets is more than just listing exemptions on your bankruptcy paperwork. Protecting your assets very much is strategic planning, making a strategy on how you're going to not greedily or selfishly protect assets from your creditors, but more so retain assets that allow you to get as good a fresh start as you can out of your bankruptcy. If you have any questions with regard to how to maximize the protection of your personal property and your real estate, please feel free to schedule an appointment to meet with us in our office, and we'll discuss some pre-bankruptcy exemption planning. We'll discuss some timing issues, and we'll talk about the proper chapter to file. We'll look forward to seeing you in our office.